Alright, imagine this. You're walking through your favorite store, looking for a new pair of shoes. You spot a nice pair on the shelf with a price tag that reads $49.99. Without even thinking, your brain goes, that's basically $40 something, and suddenly, the deal feels pretty good. But here's the thing, it's basically $50. So why does it feel like less? Why not just price it at a clean $50 instead of this weird .99 trick? Well, this isn't just some random coincidence. It's a marketing strategy that's been around for over a century. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology behind pricing, the surprising science of human perception, and why retailers don't just round up. The power of the left digit, how your brain reads prices. Let's start with something called left digit bias. When you read a price, your brain processes the leftmost digit first. So when you see $49.99, your mind latches onto the 4 and classifies it in the $40 range, even though it's just a penny away from $50. Studies show that even though we logically know $49.99 and $50 are practically the same, we emotionally react to them differently. That 1 cent difference can make an item feel significantly cheaper, even when we know better. But that's just the beginning. There's more to this pricing trick than meets the eye. The origin of .99 pricing, a century-old trick. So, where did this whole .99 pricing strategy even come from? One theory traces it back to newspaper advertisements in the late 1800s. Back then, retailers wanted to show customers that they were getting an unbeatable deal. So instead of listing an item for $1, they'd advertise it as 99 cents, making it seem like a huge discount. Another theory suggests that .99 pricing was originally used to force cashiers to give customers change. Back in the days of cash registers and dishonest employees, a price like $1.99 instead of $2 meant the cashier had to open the till to give back a penny, reducing the chances of them pocketing the money. Whether it was about marketing, preventing theft, or something else entirely, one thing is clear, .99 pricing stuck around because it worked. Does .99 pricing really trick our brains? The studies say yes. Marketers didn't just guess that .99 pricing worked, they tested it. One of the most famous studies on psychological pricing was conducted in a clothing store. The researchers tested 3 different prices for the same dress. $34, $39, $39.99. Which price do you think sold the most? Surprisingly, $39.99 outsold both the cheaper $34 and the plain $39 price. That extra .99 gave the illusion of a better deal, even though it was actually more expensive than one of the other options. This proves that our brains don't just respond to low numbers, they respond to the way those numbers are framed. Why luxury brands avoid .99 pricing. But wait, have you ever noticed that high-end brands don't use .99 pricing? When you walk into a Gucci, Rolex, or Tesla showroom, you're not going to see prices ending in .99. Instead, it's clean numbers like $5,000 or $10,000. That's because .99 pricing is associated with discounts and affordability. Luxury brands, on the other hand, use rounded pricing to make their products feel more exclusive, premium, and high status. This is why a Rolex watch is $10,000, not $9,999.99. It's about perception, a psychological trick in the opposite direction. Have you ever noticed that sometimes prices end in .95 instead of .99? That's not a coincidence either. Retailers often use .95 pricing for friendly deals, while .99 pricing is used for maximum perceived value. For example, $19.99 equals a price designed to maximize sales. $19.95 equals a slightly friendlier price that still feels like a discount. Studies show that both .99 and .95 pricing work, but .99 is used more aggressively because it creates the biggest illusion of savings. How retailers use .99 pricing to manipulate you even more. Alright, so we know why .99 pricing works, but here's the crazy part. retailers have taken it to the next level. Here are some tricks businesses use to make you spend even more. The power of charm pricing. Ever seen a price listed as $9.97 instead of $9.99? That's called charm pricing, and it makes the deal feel even more special. Big stores like Walmart and Costco love using this trick. The decoy effect. Have you ever looked at a menu and seen small coffee $2.50, medium coffee $4.50, large coffee $4.99? Most people go for the large coffee because it feels like the best value, even though you originally just wanted a small. That's not an accident. Removing the dollar sign. Restaurants and high-end stores often remove dollar signs from their menus because studies show you spend more when you don't see dollar symbols. Using odd price points to signal discounts. Many stores will use $19.99 for regular pricing but $18.88 for special discounts, tricking your brain into seeing an even bigger bargain. Will .99 pricing ever go away? With so much research proving its effectiveness, will we ever stop seeing .99 prices? Well, with the rise of digital payments, AI, and personalized pricing, things might change. Some stores have started experimenting with rounded pricing for digital products because clean numbers feel more trustworthy online. But as long as .99 pricing continues to trick our brains, it's unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Alright, before we wrap this up, let's talk about how pricing psychology is evolving in the digital world. While 99-cents pricing has been a staple for physical products in retail stores, digital pricing is starting to shift. Think about how subscription services like Netflix, Spotify, or Amazon Prime price their plans. Netflix isn't $9.99 per month anymore, it's $10.99 or $15.49. Apple Music isn't $9.99, it's $10.99. Even Amazon Prime has moved away from the classic 99-cents pricing in some regions. Why? Because digital pricing has different psychological effects. Online, people are more focused on value rather than small price differences. Companies are realizing that customers prefer simpler, rounder numbers for digital services. But what about cryptocurrency, where numbers get super specific? Prices in crypto are often not rounded at all. You'll see values like $64,739.56 for Bitcoin. That's because in investing, people aren't tricked by 99-cents pricing the same way they are in shopping. Instead, they respond to market trends, scarcity, and perceived future value. And here's a weird one. How about luxury digital products? High-end courses, NFTs, and VIP memberships often avoid 99-cents pricing and go for numbers like $997 instead of $999 or even something unusual like $888, which in some cultures is considered lucky. So while 99-cents pricing still dominates retail shopping, in the digital world, pricing psychology is evolving fast. Companies are constantly testing what works, and who knows? Maybe in the future, new pricing tricks will replace the old 99-cents magic. Final thoughts. So, next time you're shopping and see a price tag ending in 99 cents, 95 cents, or even 97 cents, ask yourself, am I actually getting a deal, or am I just falling for a psychological trick? The truth is, businesses know exactly how our brains work, and they use pricing strategies to subtly influence our spending habits. And now that you know how the trick works, maybe next time, you'll think twice before grabbing that $9.99, $9.99 impulse buy at checkout. But hey, if you found this interesting, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more mind-blowing topics like this one. Who knows? Maybe next time, we'll be talking about why stores play slow music to make you shop longer. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.